Welcome to this video on reporting on performance activities in Totara Perform. There's a range of built-in reporting in Totara Perform to help you monitor and manage your performance activities. By default, information contained in performance activities is only available to users with two roles. Site administrators have access to all performance activity data on the site. Managers have access to performance management data for their direct reports only. I'm logged in as a site administrator, so I've got access to all of the data on this site. Let's have a look at some of my reporting options. If I go to the Manage Performance Activities page, I can see a list of all activities set up on my site. Let's imagine I want to see progress against the mid-year appraisal. I simply find it in this list and select this icon. I'm taken to this report, which shows me a list of the subjects of this appraisal, the users who have been assigned this activity about them. It's worth noting here that if the subject hasn't been assigned to participate in the activity, for example if feedback has been requested from others, they may not know about it. Note that this report, like the other performance reports, is built in Report Builder. This means you can edit this report if you'd like to see different information. By default, I can see who is supposed to have this appraisal and progress for each subject. If all participants in the appraisal, that's all users who have been asked to contribute to the appraisal, including the subject or their manager, have completed and submitted their responses, overall progress will show as complete. But I want to know about the cases where the appraisal hasn't yet been completed, so I'll filter my report to show those entries not marked as complete. If I want to, I can drill down further to see which participants haven't yet completed the activity, and if there are multiple sections, even view progress by section for each participant. So that's progress reporting, but what about the content of the activities? It's also possible to report on question responses. To do this, I'll select Performance Activity Response Data from the Quick Access menu. Here, I can choose to browse records by user. For each user, I can download a record of all responses they have given in any performance activity, or select the user to choose to download responses to a specific activity. I can see how many times the user has completed this activity, and can also view the responses in an activity by selecting it from the list. This is a great way of comparing a user's responses over time to allow you to track their progress and opinions. From the same Performance Activity Response Data screen, I can also browse records by content. Here, I have two options. Let's first browse by the specific activity. All of the questions in that activity are listed in the report. You can preview the question, or choose to export the answers. Your export will contain a new row for each answer given by a user. This is a good approach if you want to compare data from different users across different instances of the same activity. If you run an annual employee engagement survey, for example, this would allow you to compare answers over time to the same question. However, you may have cases where the same question is asked in different activities. For example, different departments may use a different check-in template, but share some generic questions you ask everyone in the business. In this case, you'd assign each of those questions the same reporting ID, and then run a report based on that ID. You can also run this report for multiple IDs if you wish to compare similar questions. You can now do exactly the same as before, view the question as it appears to users, or download all responses to this question on the site. Finally, let's have a look at what managers on the site can see on their Team tab. Here, I can see all of my direct reports and the option to view performance data. This report shows me all of the performance activities for this individual and allows me to view the responses or download a copy. Note that this gives the manager access to all responses to the activity, so they will see information entered by other participants too, such as peer or appraiser. So that's site administrator and manager reporting on performance activities in Totara Perform.